Welcome to the Chocolate Life Black Label Edition. I am Mr. Chocolate, and here's what we're talking about today. Today, we are going to talk about these young black men that have been reported missing and have either been found dead, or let's just say being found dead, all right, or being found unalived. So, I'm going to premise this with a little background. Um, I used to live in an affluent suburb of Oklahoma City called Edmond. Edmond has some beautiful spots. Well, Oklahoma has some beautiful places all throughout the state. But the reason why I'm talking about this is because when I lived in Oklahoma, I was overwhelmingly outnumbered by the amount of white people. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because when I was living there was this group of white guys that stayed across the street from me. They went to the local university. Two of them were in master's degree programs, and the other two had corporate jobs downtown. Now, the reason why I'm bringing these guys up, three white guys. Now, I don't know how long they had lived in the neighborhood before they actually started to reach out to me or whatever. But I just remember one year, the first time, matter of fact, the first time I ever met these guys, and one of the guys' name was Chad. Chad, the first time I ever met Chad, I had just finished checking my mail, and I was walking up to my apartment, and this dude, some crazy reason, got to talking to me about Friday the 13th movies. All my friends know I'm a movie. I love movies, and my favorite franchise, one of my favorite franchises, is Friday the 13th. So he gets to talking about, hey man, Friday 13 marathon is gonna be amazing. Da 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 da. Yeah, me and some friends are gonna watch it. And what I end up finding out next was it was weird. And as soon as it just felt eerie when he said, "It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna get together. We're gonna all get together at Lake Arcadia. We're gonna go camping. We're gonna watch it. We got a portable screen. Da 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 da. We're gonna just sit on watch Jason movies. Da da da." And I'm like, no, come on, bro. It's Friday the 13th. I'm like, first of all, I don't even know you. I don't even know how long you've been in this neighborhood. That's what I told him. I was like, come on, man. And so he was like, you don't want to go? I'm like, nah, man, I'm good. I was like, I seen all the movies and I know how they end. And the black dude usually don't make it to the end. And he kind of chuckled and walked off. And so I was getting ready to go get something to eat. And as I'm getting ready to go to the restaurant, I'm still in the parking lot of my apartment, and I see him in a blue SUV loaded up, and they pulling off. And I chucked them the deuces as they left. And it didn't matter and every year on Friday the 13th, like clockwork, or even the week of Friday the 13th, because there was times when, let's just say if it was leading up to Friday the 13th, I was going to see Chad at least one time. After my initial meeting with Chad, we sitting on my porch, talking outside about Jason movies, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you want to come to Lake Arcade?" No, I find and it's just always was weird to me that these four white guys walk up to this random 6'5" black dude in this all white suburb. You never seen them before, but they feel comfortable enough to take me camping with them. I'm flattered, but no, not going. Negative. I'm not going. Not having it. No, don't sound right. Don't like it. I and you know what I'm saying? It's because of where I grew up. Now, I mind you, I grew up in the South. Now, mind you, I had friends that went camping and we did fun stuff. And the people that I went camping with, all their parents was ex-military. So we knew what we was doing. We was having fun. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't go camping with people I don't know. Point blank, period. I'm not going nowhere with a group of white people I don't know. I'm sorry I said it like that, but I'm not, because I don't trust them. The history is there. Like, let's talk about the three activists, the three civil rights activists that up from up north that came down to Mississippi, and you saw what happened to them. They was around some white people they didn't know. I'm not doing that. So like, and I remember the very last year I lived in my apartment in Edmond before I actually moved to Oklahoma City. I want to say that was one of the years that I can remember where Friday the 13th happened twice in the same year. So I believe the first time it happened that particular year, Friday the 13th happened, I want to say in March, and then it happened again in like November. That particular year, if I'm remembering correctly, happened in March, and I want to say March and November, either March and November or March and October. I can't remember, but this particular year, it was the anniversary of one of the I can't remember what part of what Jason. I can't remember what part it was, but it was an anniversary of one of the particular parts of Friday the 13th. And this dude and then this time he didn't come alone. Now this dude, I want to say this might have been like a friend of his. So this dude that came with Chad this year, like this dude was just overly eager. Yeah, man, come on, you're gonna have fun. Yeah. Nah. Like that instantly felt like a setup. Like, hey man, if you come with me, you'll probably get him to go. Yeah, you gotta go, man. If you come with me. No, I wasn't having none of that. No. Like I said, I don't go camping with people I don't know. I don't. I'm sorry. I do not. That is something I will not ever do. Now, if it's one of those things where, it's like a paid camping retreat, and you got people, and it's already curated. You got this person, they do camping trips. Now, hypothetically speaking, let's just say it's a camping retreat. You know what I'm saying? For relaxation or whatever. Blah 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 blah. That's different. But even still, I'm gonna be cautious. But to just randomly go to this particular, and then on top of that, there's this place called Arcadia Lake or Lake Arcadia. Now, mind you, the backdrop of Friday the 13th is a summer camp called Camp Crystal Lake in a city called in a town called Crystal Lake. Now, if I know that's the backdrop of probably one of the most epic horror movie franchises in horror movie history, why would I, on my own free will, choose to go camping with a group of random white people? And then my next question is, how many of their friends doing the same thing? Let that sink in. Now, because of where I grew up, I don't even, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I've made certain decisions in my life to not do certain things because of the unpredictability of white people. In high school, I went on a visit to a certain former Big 12, now Big 10 university that has a very, very, very historic football team. Um, they have a storied history, multiple national championships. Um, this place is not in Omaha, Nebraska, but it's in the other city. I went on my visit, and the visit itself was cool. But there was just some things on that campus that, me being where I'm from and being a black man, that I just didn't feel comfortable with. And I'm going to be honest, and I'm just going to come out and say it. I do not feel comfortable around white women. I just don't. No, 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 no. Let me rephrase that. White women approaching me, trying to holler, shoot they shot, that's a no-go. I don't trust it at all, by no stretch of the imagination. See what happened to Emmett Till? It ain't gonna be me. Hell no. No. But after my visit to Nebraska, I made a firm choice to go to a HBCU, and that is exactly what I did. Matter of fact, I went to two of them. Went to Jackson State University and Langston University. I sure did. That's where I played ball. That's where I got my first job as a coach. But that's neither here nor there. But the reason why I'm brought up the story about the guys asking me to go camping with them, matter of fact, you have to ask yourself, why did this random white guy and his friends come up to me, a 6'5", 270-pound black dude? Why does he want me to go camping with him so bad on Friday the 13th at this place called Lake Arcadia? Now, true enough, people do different things on holidays and whatever. And we're going to talk about Mr. Nolan Xavier Wells. Decided to go on a trip to Horn Island, which is like down there on the coast, Mississippi, Alabama border. And he went down there with some friends. His friends made it home and he didn't. One report said that the last time he was seen, had on some blue swim trunks and some sunglasses, and he was with a girl. And so when his body was seen, the place where he was last seen with the girl is where his body was. Nobody, now they're trying to say, they're, different. The law enforcement is saying no foul play, suspected drowning, all of that. Now, it's something serious when people are going to, excuse me, it's something serious when people are going to get known civil rights attorneys to look into these findings because the family wants answers. Now, you leave with 4 people go on a trip, 3 white, 1 black. And for some crazy reason, the black one is the one that comes up missing. Now, there are some thoughts that I have that a lot of people who don't look like me are going to find offensive, but I'm going to say these thoughts. I believe we are too trusting of some people who don't look like us. And for some crazy reason, one group of people that don't look like us, that are palm colored, they believe they are entitled to us trusting them. And then stuff like this happens. My whole adult life, even when I was in the military, when I would be asked by a group of palm colored people that I don't know to do things, and I tell them no, it is not that I didn't want to do said thing. I'd rather do said thing by myself because I know I'll make it home. I know I'll be safe. And I know I'll be good. But for some crazy reason, these people are just really, really pushing the issue about doing these said things with them. And I remember, I'll never forget this. I just came off tour. When I was in the military, I was a military musician. So we came back from a 2-week tour, came back from Alaska. Just so happened, Chad came up to me and was, "Hey, bro, I heard, it wasn't the day I came back. It was like a couple days back, talking to my neighbors." And so I had a neighbor named Christine. Christine and Chad were kind of cool. So Chad sees me downstairs checking my mail. I'm about to get up on the steps. He's like, "Hey, bro, I heard you went tubing with some guys when you were on your tour." I'm like, "Yeah, those guys are my Army unit. I know them." "Well, you haven't came over to hang." Like, first of all, if you're pressuring me to hang out with you, that's giving me a reason to not hang out with you. Like, it's making me think you are up to something. "Well, what are you talking about? It's not like I'm going to put anything in your food." I'm like, why would you even say that? That gives me further more reason not to hang out with you, Chad. Like, Chad and Chad was very very oblivious to different things. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy. It's really crazy how super oblivious he was. Just being honest, it's just crazy how super oblivious he was to some of the stuff that he was saying. And so I just want I just really want black parents in particular to like really pay attention to the kids that your children hang around. And then on top of that, there was a video shown on Horn Island. This white family was canoeing. There was this black guy down there with his white friends. He was 18. His name was Marquise. I remember him saying, "I can't swim," or he said he just learned how to swim. Now, apparently, the people that he were with, they were in some deep water, and he literally like doggy paddled to these people and got on basically hooked on the back of their canoe, and then they took him where he was trying to go, and he got there safely. And my thought seeing that was that could have been a second incident in a different part of that island, because apparently the people that Marquise was with was making fun of him because he was black and could not swim. And then they made fun of the fact that his father was in jail. And then one of the friends in the video, you could hear him making chimp noises or monkey noises. That's the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying. Black parents, pay attention to the kids, the kids your children hang around. Because if you don't, and you're very trusting of these kids, just blindly trusting of these kids, you have incidents like that. And let's talk about Mr. Gerard Jackson. Mr. Gerard Jackson is 28 years old, from Illinois, went to the Electric Forest Music Festival. And I'm gonna be honest with you. A friend of mine, now I like music festivals. A friend of mine asked me about, going to a music fest. Asked me about going to a music festival a while back, and he said it was in Michigan, and it was going to be, it was going, and it was, I can't remember what time. It was around the same time, around the same time, you know, Mr. Jackson came up missing, and so unbeknownst to me, it comes out that this Electric Forest Music Festival was the one my friend was trying to get me to go to. Now, mind you, this was a new white guy. This is a black guy. My friend's from Detroit. He likes music. He likes music festival. He goes to South by Southwest. I think he went to Coachella for the first time a few years back. But he goes to different music festivals or whatever, and he just shows up to random ones just to see what it's like. And this was the one that he asked me about going to, but I didn't have the money, so I stayed here. Now, apparently, some friends of his that he went with got into it, or some stuff had happened, and some things had happened, and next thing you know, the police he asked me to call for the police. He had an interaction with the police. Things, I guess, get sorted out, and he starts packing his stuff up, and he's getting ready to leave. Nobody sees him, and then his body is found hanging. Now, to add some other extra information of note to this particular person, a infant was found in a porta potty, unalived, at this same music festival. Now, what bothers me to my core is nobody talked about Mr. Gerard Jackson being found hung, but everybody was talking about the little infant that was found in a porta potty at the same music festival. There was two investigations going on at the same time. Now, either law enforcement was slipping, or even law enforcement was slipping, or somebody did some stuff. Now, once again, just like Nolan Wales, Gerard Jackson's friends made it back home without Gerard. Now, I know my friends. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, all my friends know me. Like, it don't matter where I go with them, there's gonna be somebody that knows me from somewhere. Now, if I go to a music festival and they see me with somebody that I know, and let's just say they see that person and I am not with them, please believe if that person says something out of character that I would not say, they know to ask questions or they know to press the person. There is no freaking way that my friends are going to go somewhere and just leave me behind. And then when my parents ask where I'm at, I don't know. What? Black people, please pay attention to the kids that your children are interacting with, because this blind trust is getting us nowhere. This reminds me of the young lady that went on a trip with all those white. This reminds me of the young black lady that went on a trip with white girls, and the white girl ended up, and the black girl ended up dead. That's what this reminds me. That's what this reminds me of. How are you on a group trip, and the only thing significant, main thing is significant about this trip, the one thing that's obvious, you're the only black person on this trip, and you go on this trip with this group of people and don't make it home. My thing, I'm going to ask the Dr. Umar question. Doesn't that seem suspicious? I'm just saying. Like, just like when Chad was pressuring me to go to Lake Arcadia on Friday the 13th of all random days of the year. This wasn't no 4th of July, we barbecuing at the lake, got some steaks, we're going to have some dogs, we're going to have some burgers. No, this wasn't in the day. This wasn't nothing in the daytime. They listen. They was, and I'm gonna tell you. Chad told me what they do. So they get there around. So they leave. Now, mind you, we stay less than 2 miles from Lake Arcadia. Well, actually, it's a little bit more than 2 miles. I want to say it's less than 5. We say about 5 miles from Lake Arcadia, right? From what I was told by Chad, and I think he had a roommate named Tanner. One of the roommates' name was Tanner. The one time I went to their house and hung out with them, they was talking about they hang out at, for whatever reason, they like to hang out at lakes. It's either Lake Eufaula, Lake Arcadia. It's a lake. It's a lake down there near Lawton that they frequent. I'm gonna say Lawton, Ardmore area somewhere. It's just down there, another part of Oklahoma. Like all they like lakes. I'm just gonna leave it at that. They like lakes. And so they was talking about their Friday the 13th trip, because I think, that was coming up. But it was like months off. It was like months off. So Chad gets to explain it. Okay, so we leave. So we always leave here like around 4:30, 5 o'clock. If I'm not, I'll make sure I have time off, so I'm not have to go into work that day. Da 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 da. So they leave our street. They leave around 4:30, 5 o'clock. So they get set up. So by the time it actually gets dark, they have the screen set up. They're gonna be showing movies, and they're right by the lake. Yeah. Now, according to them, they're just watching movies. Eating snacks under the stars, watching Friday the 13th movies on Friday the 13th, but they also camping outside. I don't trust it. No, I don't. There is no freaking way I'm going camping or going on a trip, going on a trip with people I don't know. Absolutely not. If we all in one vehicle, no, that ain't happening. Now, if it's a work trip and I know we're gonna be in public, I know we're gonna be safe. All right, I can work with that to a degree. But we start taking detours and stuff, hell no. We're getting out. I will get out there. I'm getting out. Or I just might take myself. Shoot, bump that. I will meet y'all there. I sure will. But there's no freaking way I'm going to go on a trip with some people and I'm the only black dude within this group. I come, yeah, the trip is over and I'm not with y'all breathing. Oh no. Questions got to get answered. Questions need to be answered. Gerard, we need justice for Gerard Jackson, and we also need justice for Nolan Xavier Wells, because this should not be happening. And I like there's a history of this. There's a history of this stuff that's been going on for a cool minute. Like, mind you, I'm born and raised in the South. I'm Tennessee born, Tennessee raised, Mississippi bred, Mississippi blood. When I die, I'll be Tennessee, Kentucky, Mississippi dead. My family roots, Tennessee, Kentucky, Mississippi. Like, I like the stuff that I've seen, like some of y'all can't be trusted. I mean, some of y'all palm colored people, white people, y'all can't be trusted. I'm sorry, I'm saying. I had a classmate my senior year. This young lady was very loose. This young lady had a boyfriend, but she was known to mess around with other women, especially her soccer teammates. And then she shows up on college campus and she has a sexual encounter with a man. And then I guess when apparently rumor has it she saw a camera and she flipped out. Mind you, this is like 1990. This is like 2000, 1999, 2000. This is like spring 2000. She calls the police. The people who she rode on campus with, they looking for her. She had a used condom in her pocket. Now, let's fast forward about 5 years. Fast forward about 5 years, the young man ends up getting released from prison because she found him on Facebook and sent him an email. Sent him a message talking about, I'm sorry that this happened. I didn't mean for this to happen this way. I'm so sorry that you ended up behind bars. You did not deserve this because you didn't do anything. This man was smart enough to save the message, send it to his lawyer. 5.5, 6 months later, he is a free man. But because she lied on him, this white chick lied on his brother, he spent a little over five years in jail over a lie. And this dude was a projected early second round pick. Now, even though he never made it to the NBA, he did play overseas when he got out. But folks can't be trusted. That's all I'm gonna go with right now. But y'all stay vigilant. Keep tabs on the people that your children interact with. Keep tabs, because this is getting out of hand, especially with the way this country being ran. Keep tabs. Please keep tabs. Justice for Gerard Jackson. Justice for Nolan X. Wells. Peace. This is the Chocolate Life Black Label Edition. Stay posted, stay vigilant, stay safe, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Peace, people.